I want to report to you today on what it's like having been called. I thought for a while that job title was presumptuous and thought seriously about what I did, but I realized that I got up in the morning and I would say to the people that I interacted with, I'm going off to save the world. And it was something that I began to build into myself as I accepted it. But what I want to tell you about is how I got the job. I think that's pretty interesting. And then report to you on the job, and then recruit you for the job. Because I think that we all have to get right to it. So we'll see here. This is my recruiter. And I want to tell you a little story about it. I had been doing social work for a number of years. And about 10 years. And the end of the social work time, I'd been working on a professional hospice team. A wonderful job. If any of you have been with people and their families where somebody is dying in that system, it's an amazing time. So I had been doing that, and the agency I'd been working for was downsizing. Medicare had changed its reimbursement rules, and I was supervising the social workers, and the agency was crashing in on itself. It was a really strange time. But the piece that happened was a hike from Katahdin down the Appalachian Trail. And if any of you have ever done it, it's called the 100-Mile Wilderness. So I was in the middle of the 100-Mile Wilderness and got to this stream, this wonderful stream. I was about an hour ahead of my hiking party. I like to be out there, you know, and I can be contemplative and quiet, and got to this stream and sat down, took my boots off, put my feet into it, and it was as if the stream flowed into me. It's an amazing experience that I had, and may you have it as well. It's transformed my life. It's amazing. So I was over here, sitting on the side of the stream, and felt the stream basically say, "I need you, Peter, to become active in my world." And as I've been preparing here this morning, I realized that I was sipping these little sips of water. Couldn't figure it out. Uncharacteristic behavior. And what I've understood over time is that this amazing substance, this water, this liquid, connects the whole biosphere and the whole world. We're all connected through this water. So it was that calling, that concern that this stream had, that something was happening. And the stream was concerned that we humans, me, Peter, was changing the stream's future. That what that stream was about, the very essence of that liquid, was being transformed by us, me as a representative. That for the first time in that stream's experience, some species might actually be able to change. And this is what it was. Global warming, said the stream. And then, you know that, have you got it yet? Are you listening? So this is what I got out of it. What the stream wanted me to do was to focus, was to take the next period of my life, whatever that meant. I had no idea. I still really don't. But take that next focus, that next period of my life, and focus my intention on what the stream was calling me to do. So this is what I knew about it, that the glaciers were going away, and I was already sad. I hadn't gotten to Glacier National Park yet. We've only got another couple of years. If you haven't been to Kilimanjaro, you may miss it. The last glacier is going to be going off Kilimanjaro this year, probably. Big changes. This is what we're experiencing now, what we're most familiar with, I think, as far as the big changes that are happening related to our activity. I listen when I hear the news these days, and it's a very rare day. Maybe you've had the same experience. It's a very rare day that we don't hear something about these flood events, these extreme weather events that are happening. And a lot of it has to do with water. We've all seen the pictures of what happened down through Pakistan. You know, when the great rains happened up in the Himalaya. And one of our next speakers, Lisa, told me about being up on those mountains, way up at the beginning of the headwaters of the rivers, and watching that cloud come off the glaciers and begin to dump its water. Huge changes. And for us, just locally, 80% of the culverts in Maine are too small for the extreme weather events that are predicted. I was talking to the person who's in charge of the roads in my town, and he said it costs $100,000 to replace a road. It costs $25,000 to replace a culvert, and we don't really have the money to do either. This was the funny part for me. The stream said, and by the way, you know, it's going to rain here, it's going to dry here, and next time you come back, this is what you may see. This is how it may be when you're there. Here's the problem. We love this stuff. This represents a gallon of liquid fuels. Incredibly wonderful. I can put gasoline, diesel fuel, heating oil, doesn't matter. I can put a gallon of this stuff in my diesel Jetta, and it'll go 50 miles. Think of how many cheese and lettuce sandwiches I'd have to eat to push that car 50 miles. We love it. We love it. It's allowed us as humans to go from about 1 billion people to 6 billion people. It's been this liquid fuel. When you have fuel, you have wealth. But what I've learned is that there's a liability to it. And when you burn that, you probably all understand the chemistry, but that weighs about 6 pounds. When you burn it, you end up with a package of carbon. Of course, it's not in this form, but it weighs 24 to 26 pounds. And Janice, would you help me with this? Would you first pick up the gallon of fuel and just, yes. Yes, that's right. And now put it down. And now, when you burn that, this is the result. Pretty amazing, huh? And what do we do with this? We kind of cavalierly throw it out into the atmosphere, right? All right, here's a little thought thing. If we had our cars set up, or our buildings, so that when we burned fossil fuels, this is the car one, is the most fun. The car would go ding, and you had to stick your hand under the dashboard, and it would kind of poop out this charcoal briquette into your hand. Now what do I do? Do I throw it in the back seat? How many gallons could you do that for? Do you put it in the trunk, and when you get home, you shovel it out into the backyard? Do you throw it out the window? How many days could we drive up Route 1 if everyone was throwing their carbon out the side of the car? Relatively few. Same with 95. So this is a big deal. And we both love it, and it's causing significant problems. So this is the other side of it. In Maine, right, 80% of us heat with fuel oil. Amazing fuel. But it's causing problems. So imagine we burn, where I work, about 8,000 gallons of heating oil a year. And if what we were to do is to just stack these bags up, you know, and take responsibility for it that way, we would probably behave differently. So that's the mindset that the stream was trying to impart to me. How can we do this in a different way? Here it is. What I've learned to do is to show up every day and to practice focused intention to change our relationship with fossil fuels because of the carbon dioxide problem. There are other ones, other global warming gases too, but this is the big one. This is the one we can change. This is the one we can control, and has a lot of other ramifications. But practice focused intention. That's the deal. And I have found through my job that I can make amazing changes happen. And what the thesis, the next thesis here, is that it could be done in any organization. what it takes, I've found, is that person within the organization, doesn't matter how they get there, but I have some thoughts about how they can be most effective, but that person or committee or whatever it is, bring every day focused attention to this question, and just amazing things can happen. I work in an environmental education foundation, and 13 years ago, that was important because when I got done with the stream, or the stream got done with me, sent me off into the world, said, go find a job. I went here and said, I want to focus on this. At that point, there wasn't even a mention of global warming in the environmental education curriculum there. Now there is, and I'll talk about that. But it's a big deal, and this is my idea, that we're underutilizing the incredible power of the organizations that we have, profit, for-profit, non-profit, anything. Any grouping of people can do this. So that's my title. I like it, Sustainability Coordinator. It's got some cachet. You know, any of you could take it on. It opens doors for me, gets me into places that I never would have gotten in before. It's a good one. You should try it. So that's me. I'm Sustainability Coordinator. My job is to save the world. I'm a save the world person. And you could be too. So this is a long list. I'm going to, you don't even have to read it, but this is the deal. Building a culture is what this job entails. Building a new culture, a new way of thinking about how all this works. And let's look at a couple of these. So, what fits for your workplace? A couple stories. Those are kids that have just taken control of their own battery economy by building these little solar battery chargers. They get so excited. They don't have to pay for their batteries anymore. One set of rechargeable batteries, and they've taken control of their own battery economy. Pretty amazing. Physical plant. We're just getting to energy audits and tightening buildings up, and our students, the people that we work with, our constituency, is doing that work. We're also lowering the amount of oil we use. This is a geothermal project that we put in because the PUC was interested in somebody modeling it. So we monitored it, we put it in, the data is publicly available. You can go to the website and see it. And because we had this one, and because we were interested in demonstrating, we've got a new geothermal project started to take care of this building 90% of the time with a half-size geothermal system and keeping the furnaces in place so that they only run on the coldest days. So the furnaces are doing what they do best. We're optimizing the use of this fuel, and we're making it possible to model how to do this work differently, all through the physical plant. As you look, as you focus, and as more and more people in the organization do it, we keep finding things. I keep thinking that we're done, and then up it comes. You know, there's something else. It's wild. So the people, these are some of the students that we work with. They're in a semester program, and they now have a sustainability component to what they do. So it's a basic part of the curriculum, how to think about this. And this weekend, they're out tightening up houses for Habitat for Humanity. And then they've done it before, and they're going to do it afterwards. They'll come back and they'll start working again on our own buildings. You know, you could always do that. But think about the constituencies that other organizations have. LL Bean reaches retail customers through the store and the catalog. The catalog could have a whole different complexion if somebody thought about it and built into that a way for the organization to say, oh yeah, we can do that, we can get to a lot of people. Think of the store. I don't know that LL Bean retail store has any visible renewable energy on it. It could, easily, and it could be good for the company. So the constituencies, big deal. These kids came to our program because they wanted to know about renewable energy. They entered a renewable energy adventure program, and here they are, just figuring out how amazing electricity is. Do this. These are incredibly important pieces to think about. The board of directors listened to what we had to say. We put together an inventory of what the organization was emitting for carbon dioxide, and they said, oh yeah, what about if we set some goals? So we now have some goals, institutionalized. The president accepted the goals, didn't fire me, that was a nice thing, and just kept moving it forward. I think it's incredibly important that this job report to the head of the organization. Don't stick it into maintenance or somewhere in a committee. Report directly there. And the executive's job is to hold open the possibilities, to allow the job to be entrepreneurial, to make it possible for as much change as can happen, as rapidly as it can happen. Incredibly important piece there. One of the faculties, and this person was a sustainability intern last year. This is for this high school juniors. Ruth is the current sustainability intern. Peter has incorporated, he's the science teacher. All through the curriculum are the science of climate change, the science of the changes that are going on. The head of school, also a math teacher, is building into almost every math class a way to use math to think about this issue. So it's filtering right through the whole organization. We found that we can enhance the image of our institution by allowing entrepreneurs to put their new equipment, this is a beta system that makes both heat and power with the same modules. So each module makes electricity, it also makes hot water. It's a new product. And we've got it up on our roof. Its second iteration has just gone through. And we get good press out of that. So we help the entrepreneur, we give a place for it to go. It looks good. Part of the goal is to be able to see renewable energy installations everywhere on the campus. We have a demonstration hydrogen system. And that got incredible press. This picture showed up in the Iran Times. It literally went around the world. AP picked it up, and everyone thought it was incredibly interesting. And from the student's point of view, to pick up a handful of hydrogen bubbles and have somebody else touch a match to them and have it go is really exciting. If you want to get kids' attention, burn something, blow something up, It's great. Other organizations. This is the former town manager for the town of Wiscasset, and he's standing next to a solarized light-duty electric vehicle, and he's pitching that this company come to Wiscasset to build their equipment. So, Department of Economic and Community Development was down, the town of Wiscasset got involved, everything got really exciting. Being able to see this wherever you are, very important. We got a great news story when we put up our wind tower. This represents tidal power that's moving forward in the state. Tidal power, offshore wind, and this is being built in Eastport. And the town of Wiscasset has a potential tidal flow. So I've been working with them to do some of this kind of thing. So just a couple final thoughts. Openness to opportunity. When somebody comes up, grab them. Say, what kind of a project could we do together? How could this work? Incredibly important to build the networks, because you never know from where those pieces are going to come within this job. But more and more of us within all of our organizations could be doing this stuff. And a little chaos, those represent elephants filled with CO2 that you can see now, right? Down they come. And just as a final thought here, this can work. Environmental sustainability is critical to the earth as we know it, said the stream. And this person, a focused person within the organization, can really make it happen. I had to get special permission from the stream to show this last picture. This is a photovoltaic array, and I have a goal of sprouting a couple of those on my campus. So the stream said, you know, it's just a different kind of flower. It'll all work together. So there it is. I want to recruit you. I want you all to go out to your organizations, designate somebody to save the world, and support them. Thanks.